Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who this be, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island Season 2 USA episode 33. Okay, this episode has the final dates, the final 4 couples dates, and this episode was really good. We have one more episode left. Guys. Oh my gosh, we have one more episode left. So this episode takes up after, you know, the final dumping with like Lakeland and Bennett. Cely and Justine are talking, and you know, Cely was just saying that, you know, she was pushing for Carrington and Laurel while Jaleb was pushing for Lakeland and Bennett. But because Jaleb had like he advocated for Carrington and said that he matured and that, you know, he talked, and then he talks to Carrington about his relationship with Laurel, and he like knows him better than Justine knows Carrington. She trusted his judgment on the situation, so she, you know, came to the agreement with him to send Lakeland and Bennett home. But you know, she really wanted, you know, she saw Lakeland and Bennett being, you know, better than Carrington and Laurel. Then we have Carrington talking about, you know, he's like, I'm so happy to be here, and he's telling it to Johnny.
I am glad Jaleb put in work or whatever. I know Justine was wanting them for sure.
Bro, most definitely.
But I'm like, didn't Johnny and Cely said your name to be dumped? So I'm like, why are you telling him that? Because he was like, I know Justine was like wanted them to stay. That's what he said. And then Johnny was like, yeah, he was co-signing it. He was like, yeah, because he agreed that, you know, Justine was pushing for Lakeland and Bennett to stay. So after that scene, we have Justine taking a shower, and then she asks Jaleb to tell her story.
Jaleb?
Yeah?
Can you tell me a story?
Oh, indeed, love. Once upon a time, there was the most humble, kind, generous little girl, making her the queen and him the king, and they lived happily ever after. Boom.
And it was just like such a sweet story. It was basically their story. Basically, you know, Knight became a prince and is king and queen over the villa, king and queen of the castle of Love Island. Basically, was such a sweet story. So they all go to sleep, and then, you know, Cely wakes up. Cely gets a text. They all wake up, and they have the final dates today. So Laurel and Carrington go first. They got the first date, and you know, Carrington basically drove a Ferrari through the desert, basically, and then they had a pit stop with food. So everyone was saying, like, it seems like Carrington was more interested just driving his favorite car than really the date. But you know, the date was nice. He said that, you know, Laurel was his girl. He's like, Laurel's the one that he wants and one that he needs and whatnot. So after that, while they were having the date, Justine and Cely were having their little time together, and they were talking about their experience here. And I'm just like, it was such a sweet Celine moment. They were having their little Celine moment, and I was just like, oh, it's so great.
This whole experience would not have been what it is if I did not have you. You're my soul sister. You're my best friend. You're my queen, Justine. I love you, girl.
Love you.
I love you, girl, and that Mega Man forehead of yours.
I love you back, chicken nugget.
Talking about their journey here, like, once again, Justine didn't make that big move by kissing Jaleb in that challenge, like basically telling him that, you know, she really likes him, she probably wouldn't have been here. And you know, Cely was her hype person, telling her to go for it, to take a risk, and basically tells you that you have to take a risk for what you want if you really want it. And that's what Cely did. I mean, that's what Justine did. And it was like Justine and her were having banter and talking, you know, and talking about how they're really best friends, they're soul sisters, and it was just a sweet moment. I know there's some people that are still like iffy about Cely. They're like, I don't know, I'm not sure about Cely or whatever. But I feel like when Cely's with Justine, it's really nice. I mean, I guess we just don't like Cely, or people don't like Cely with Johnny, so that's why everyone's kind of like iffy on the situation. Also, people were talking about how Cely had like a shade mark, you know, remark to Laurel, because Laurel was like, oh, where are we going? Because the hashtags were kind of like, you know, hard to read. So Cely was like, you're going home. So she was just joking, but everyone was like, I don't like that shade or whatever. But after the whole Celine moment, Justine gets a text that they're going on, Justine and Caleb are going on a date. So they go on a date, they're color coordinating kind of, and they go on a helicopter date.
Oh my god. You good? Yours went away as soon as I sat in here.
Okay, that's just yours then.
Just squeezing my hamster.
Alright. Don't call me out like that.
Caleb was so scared. Dude was squeezing Justine's hand super hard. It was just like, it was so funny. And Justine was like, I like, all my nerves went away as soon as I sat in the helicopter. So they went on their date to the Grand Canyon. And, you know, Justine was like, you know, tell me when you really liked me. And she's like, I know when I really liked you, but tell me when you really liked me. So Caleb starts speaking. He was saying that when the moment I really know that I really liked you, it was during the first recoupling. That he's basically said in that moment is that he was set on keeping Rachel. You got to remember, he told Rachel that you're fine. He was like, after that conversation, he told Rachel you're fine. Then he had to listen to Trey being like, oh, Rachel saved you, so you're gonna have, like, oh, so it makes sense for you to save her. So he was saying, like, his mind was made up to save Rachel, because he told, like, in that moment, he was telling the truth to Rachel that, yeah, you're safe, you're good, you don't need to worry about anything. But Justine put in that work.
And literally changed my mind in a 10 and 15 minute conversation. And that was the moment I knew I liked you. I just didn't know how much.
She put in that work. She went to go talk to Caleb right after. And when she was talking to Caleb was saying that, you know, she made herself vulnerable in that conversation. And it was like, that was the moment that he was very confused on his decision. And so when that recoupling, he picked Justine. So Justine basically won by one conversation with Caleb. One conversation with Caleb. She put in that work. Because if that did not happen, if she did not, like, because he was set on, he said, I had my mind made up. But after that conversation, I chose to, you know, keep you after recoupling. Man. And then, you know, he said that, you know, Justine, I love you. I was like, oh my gosh. My reaction was like, oh my gosh.
Justine, I love you. I really do. It freaks me out a lot. Like a lot. It really scares me.
I do love you. And like, were you ready to like jump off?
Oh my gosh.
And then Justine, she was just like, you know, I really like that we didn't put pressure on this, that we didn't have to rush anything, yada yada yada. So then Caleb was just waiting for her. He was just like, okay, are you gonna say it back? He was just waiting for her. And then she's like, Caleb, I love you too. I was like, Jaleb said they love each other. I was so hyped, bro. I was so hyped for that. I was like, hang it up, everybody else. Hang it up, flat screen. They won, you know. I think somebody in my comments were like, I believed in this episode Caleb is going to tell Justine that he loves her. And you were right. I was hoping for it too. I was like, okay, let's see, because I remember 2 or 3 episodes ago when he was like looking at the skyline at the Vegas Strip, I thought he was going to tell her that he loves her or anything like that of the sort, but he didn't. He just said that they were falling for each other. So I was just like, okay. Because he was just like, you know, we'd say we love each other to everybody else, but we never say it to each other. So he's just like, I want this moment. Like, he was just basically, in this moment, I'm telling you that I really genuinely do love you. So after that date, they came back. When Justine and Caleb were telling about the date, Cely gets a text right when they were talking about it, in the middle when they were talking about it, for her date. So they go to a show, and like see the ballet dancers and whatnot, and they're talking. That was her date. And then Calvin and Maura's date. Calvin didn't really like seafood, so Maura like basically fed him an oyster. Maura fed him an oyster. So Calvin had the napkin up, and like she got the oyster kind of dripped a little bit on the napkin. So then she fed him the oyster. Dude was coughing like Idris Elba in Hot Ones. Dude was coughing. I was just like, you guys should have seen my tweet. I was just like, bruh, this is how Calvin was acting. Cause dude was like, he was like, this tastes good. Like, he know that thing did not taste good at all. He was like coughing so much. I was like, bro, he does not like seafood. But their date was sweet. It was really nice, you know. They're basically, it really came full circle for them, because it went from Calvin being like, I don't do PDA. Basically, that was his way of low-key telling her that he wasn't really into her at that moment, to him being like, yeah, I'm really, like, him and her making jokes together, doing stuff together, and like all that stuff. So it was nighttime. They're all getting ready. This is their final night in the villa. So everyone's getting ready. Everyone's hyped. All that extra stuff. So, you know, he asked the Islanders, like, you know, Caleb asked the Islanders, like, what was your favorite moment on Live Island? And, you know, Justine was like, when Caleb said those 3 words.
What was everybody's best moment?
Hearing those 3 words from Caleb. Say it again.
Love you. Good night, Caleb and Justine.
And she was like, say it again. He was like, I love you. Oh my gosh. Jaleb is winning. Jaleb better win. Did you guys vote? And if you did, you voted for Jaleb, right? Okay. Yeah, you voted for Jaleb. Okay, just making sure. So we're seeing, tonight's the last episode. Tonight's the finale. They knew already who won since 10 p.m. Vegas time. So West Coast time. So they're probably in a hotel, just basically like waiting until the show aired so they can like be on Instagram and on their social media and all that stuff to like say thank you and stuff like that. But this was really a great season. Just really a great season. Like, I've been writing for Justine day 1. Day numero uno. Then when Jaleb came along, I was writing for them too. Even through Casa More. I was like, I'm not going to say nothing until Casa More is over, until I see the results. Okay, I wasn't going to, because people were really clouding Caleb. I was just like, let me just wait until Casa More is over, and then if he does not make the right decision, then. But, you know, he made the right decision, so I was like, Team Jaleb! Team Jaleb. I had my hope out for them. I was like, yes, yes. And, like, it really came full circle for them. Like, it really, like I said, you have to thank Trey, Jeremiah, and Rachel. Trey picking Justine. Jeremiah saying he didn't feel Rachel basically right before Rachel had the decision to keep him or not keep him. And then Rachel, basically, she had no other option, so she was just like, let me keep Caleb, because Caleb, we don't know what's going on with him and her and Caleb, so she just picked Caleb. If that, you know, this season would have been different if Justine would have went home. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm like, like I said, my previous videos, like I said, thank those people. Also, like I said, this is Justine and Caleb's Island featuring Cely. Basically, this is their island. They carry the season on their backs. We also have, like, you know, some honorable mentions of Mackenzie. Mackenzie kind of carried the show too with her, you know, dramatics and her antics and stuff like that. But this was Justine and Caleb's Island featuring Cely, like I said. watch my previous videos, I was steadfast on Justine and Caleb. Those were my people. So Jaleb is winning. I don't know if you guys want to see my live reaction of the finale, but let me know down in the comments below. Probably try to get that into the next video, the finale episode, finale video, the finale of Love Island. But anyway, guys, if you like this video, like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comment, concerns, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.